Hello and welcome back again. In this video, what we are going to look at is our network configuration and try to look at any connections to the systems. So we said our Kali Linux will be in the external network and our victim machines will be at the local area network, where we'll have our firewall in between that will control the connections. So let's begin. So I've powered on my virtual machines. We have Kali Linux, Windows 7, and our firewall pfSense. So let's look at our connection. Let's start with Windows 7. So let's look at the connection to our Kali Linux, if we can communicate with our Kali Linux, and also let's look at our Kali Linux if you can connect back to our Windows 7 machine. Our firewall, this is where our interface is. So you can look at, we have the local area network here in 10.10.1.1 and our 1 in 192.168.1.128. So if you go back and try to ping our Kali Linux, let's look at the IP address, fconfig, to see our IP address 192.168.1.132. So let's try to ping it. Ping 192.168.1.132. So if you try to ping it, we'll see we'll have connection to our Kali Linux. You can see we have replies to our Kali Linux. So if you go to our Kali Linux and try to ping our Windows 7, let's do that. You can see we have the send packets are 4 and the receiver are 4. So we have connection. We don't have any lost packets. To ping our to know our IP address, we'll write ipconfig in Windows, and you can see we have 10.10.1.11. Let's go and ping it. Ping 10.10.1.11, and you can see through our firewall we can't ping our Windows 7 because the firewall is dropping ICMP packets, and that's why we can't have any connection to our Windows 7. Let's try something else. Let's try to trace route to our Kali Linux. So if you trace route in Windows, we write traceat. We want to trace route 192.168.1.132. So if you trace route to it, we'll see that we go first to our firewall. That's 10.10.1.1, our firewall, which is 10.10.1.1. You can see we go to our firewall, then to our Kali Linux. But if you try to trace route our Windows 7, trace route 10.10.1.11, we'll see we still won't be able to trace route because trace route uses ICMP still, and that's why we can't trace out to it. You see our first hop is 192.168.1.2, which is our gateway in our Kali Linux, because we are in the subnet of 192.168.1.0/24. That's why we first have our first hop to 192.168.1.2. So you can see clearly that we don't have any connection from our we can't connect directly from our Kali Linux to our Windows 7 machine. But in this video, what we are going to look at is how we can scan this Windows 7 machine and know its open ports, the type of windows behind the firewall, among other things. So what we are going to do is we are going to try something to list the available networks, the available machines in that IP range. So you can do nmap. We do a list scan. We won't do port scan, so we'll remove the port scan. So it's SN. We'll also not resolve from our DNS, which is our firewall, which is acting still as a DNS. We want to resolve the DNS queries, and we'll do it aggressively. So we do aggressive scan to our IP range .0/24, but still by /24. Let's just do that. We'll wait to see our results, and while we are waiting, we can go to our interface and see the traffic going through our LAN to our WAN. So you can see in our WAN we have our ingress traffic, which is this blue one, the upper blue one. You can see it's spiking up and down because of our scan. Which is going out is the other side of it, the orange one. And in our WAN we have the in ones, which is the blue ones, which are coming from our LAN out to our WAN in and out again. So let's see if we have a complete scan. Yeah, we have a complete, but you can see still we don't have any host apps. We can't see any hosts which are up. Well, that's because we don't have any ICMP packets accepted in through our firewall. With that said, now let's look at how to configure these connections. Let's look at our interfaces, how I connected them, so that you can follow along. Let's go to look at our Kali Linux first. Our Kali Linux has only one network adapter, that's the NAT. And in the NAT, we can go and look at the virtual adapters. We have Kali Linux with the NAT only. Our interfaces will be like this. Let me show you. Since the VMnet 0 is considered as the bridge to connect to the host machine that is our Windows 10, the host machine for hosting these virtual machines. This where we won't connect anything to that interface. So we'll have our VMnet 1, which is host only connected to a host machine. And when we look at your Windows 7, that's where our Windows 7 will lie. We'll have VMnet 1 only. And in our firewall will have several interfaces. We'll have NAT, which is our 1, and a VMnet 1, which is the LAN interface. So this is where our connection to our Windows 7 and Kali Linux will come. So our 1 will be at the NAT, the same NAT that will have our Kali Linux, and our Windows 7 will be at VMnet 1, where the connection to this LAN will be just from our firewall. So if we look at this interface, our one will be taking DHCP. That's how I connected this. If you look at the interfaces again, one, which is VMnet 1, it is connect via DHCP. That's DHCP enabled, and the interface will be taking IP address range from 192.168.1.0. You can see it clearly here. And if you go to here, the starting IP address will be 128. And we go to our firewall, we get that to see that it is the first IP address given to it. That will be that. So if you have any questions about this configuration, or if you are stagnated somewhere, you can comment and ask for any assistance in the comment sections. I'll be giving the links to all these systems, the pfSense, the Windows 7, the Kali Linux, in the description below. And so if you found this informative, please subscribe to my channel. It will be a bumpy ride from here. This is our first real video to show our network interfaces and our connections and all that. Videos to come will add our other securities like IDSs, that's the intrusion detection systems, network intrusion detection system too, and we'll also see how to see the traffic that's coming in and out and how to simple analyze it. So subscribe and see you in the next video.